Hey, Atira. So last week we did our first quiz sessions, and I think there are no one from previous session, and that's completely fine for my side. You was there? Okay. Hey, Stefan.
Hi there.
Hi. And I'm going to share my screen now. Okay. So let me copy my character core prompt, or I can just use the image generations from Whisk. So I will start with the character run animation sprite sheet. I actually generated that prompt a month ago, which is the art style, this art style, and the character, and the UI. And so I used that core prompt to generate sprite sheet, which I end up with this one. It was actually a great start, but I checked the images one by one, and the left foot was always in front. So it's actually not run animation, and this is not what I expected to see. So I tried some more. Uh, this is this happens when you lose your core prompt. So I kept my core prompt and kept asking human-like run animation, but it didn't work out. So I asked for side view, which is this one. Side view, character image, and then I just used one of these and uh, hit the add to animation, and this is what I've got. Uh, Actually, not this one, this one. So this is actually the animated version of the sprite sheet. So I can pick images from this video, like when in between animation. This can be the first one, and then when the character uh, stands on the floor, and when the other uh, foot loses its vision on back on the right foot, and then it comes front like that. I can take 8 different image, and I can create template it in Photoshop to use it in a game engine. So this is the best ideal approach for creating consistent spreadsheet. Otherwise, you end up uh, this nonsense images. There's also this option on. I should probably change my Explorer to English. Sorry for that. Are there any easy? Anyway, I will do that for the next session. So there is a aspect ratio choosable from this area on Whisk. I tried different aspect ratios like this one because it can create uh, what you're looking for, but it didn't in my case. So the best approach was using animation, as long as your prompt is right. So I will also show my prompt as well, how I develop my prompt. So, and I also created this grass and created the animation again in this image, in this VO2 video. And this is the final video. So it works like the character animation as well. I can just I'm glad that you liked Vanita, because it's actually this was my very first time creating this spreadsheet as well. Once you get used to finding solutions on AI, it's actually quite fun. And I think it's quite a powerful way of use of creating the spreadsheets. So you can just take the images from here. And also one more tip for you, you can upscale the image using uh, maybe CapCut AI upscaler or any other upscaler software, just because sometimes the image can uh, lose the quality. So you can just upscale to bring back the quality, and you can just downsize in Photoshop, which I already experienced. This is how you should do. You can downsize to like 256 or maybe 64x64, maybe even less, depending on your where you are going to use this spreadsheet. For example, for the grass, you are going to scatter all around the map. For example, your game needs grass everywhere. So you can just downsize like 64x64. So you can just get images from this video, and just also you can create your template in Photoshop. You can just pick the images and place in the right areas, and there you have your spreadsheet. So this is my solution. And looking for your questions. Yeah, now it's prompt time. I'm coming to my GPT, and actually I can show it in here. So by clicking this icon, you can see the uh, prompt, but it's not seen in here. So I will just copy and paste in here. So in prompt engineering, it actually starts with basic, you know, your what you're looking for. You just explain it to GPT, and it gives you the prompt. And you should always uh, use the same prompts over again to keep consistent art style. And for example, it even explain the each blade. We have 4 sentences in our prompt. But I didn't do that much of deep prompting for this grass blades. That's because it was just for the spreadsheet demonstration. Let me show you the character as well, because this character is actually, I think I have quite long. This is also 4 sentence, but the art style is actually quite long. Yeah, this art style. Let me see. There is UI sentence, and this ambient sound is not that important, but it gives the ideation to uh, video AI video generation model, what kind of game it is, uh, more consistently. And the camera angle. This is actually for the video animation, AI animation generation. And this is the actually level design. And this is the character art style. For example, the character named Layla. This is important because in UI, this is going to be used. This name. For example, let me see if it's used in, yeah, in the left bottom, you can see the Layla name. Of course, it's not one sentence in here because the clothes and the other personalities, physical personalities is written. And if you want more, like maybe a tie or maybe a jean and the shoes, you can just keep asking GP. For example, if I use this prompt and ask for, hey, I need shoes, uh, actually red shoes on this bunny character, add that into prompt. So this is actually, oh, why it said model not found. Anyway, it's not important. I can just start new chat and yeah. And if I use this prompt in here, this is where actually I actually copied the prompt from. So it will probably create the quite similar image and add the red shoes on the character. I hope, because AI always surprises you with the updates. Yeah, we have red shoes now, and the image similarity is quite like at least 80% similar, in my opinion. I can just check side by side. And if you have questions, please ask. Okay. So the character's direction is different. Uh, sorry, my screen share is paused. It's because when I go to PureRef, somehow my screen share is paused. Okay, it's because I'm making it full screen. Okay, no problem. I can just show it in here. Maybe I can expand it like this. As you can see, the character directions are the up top is on looking at the right, and the other one is on left, and the rock colors are a bit different. And UI art style is same. The inside of the user interface is not the same. And you asked how do you get access to Whisk? It's actually you can use it on Google Labs. You can just type Google Labs, and from Google Labs there are quite a variety of tools. For example, Flow is for the video generation. And you can also search for Whisk or Google Whisk. This doesn't matter. And this is what you are going to see when you go into Whisk. And this is the start for the Whisk. The good thing about Whisk is you can add images. Like this is for the subject, and this is the scene, and this is the style for the art style. I was using these sections often, but right now I'm actually just using only this description area. Oh, which country is it? I think it's quite wide. Oh, Sweden. It's weird. I didn't know that. Maybe you can use uh, maybe other Explorer and VPN to uh, go to Whisk. Yeah. And I think it's quite powerful and it's cheap because it comes completely free with the Google Pro account. Actually, if you even without Google Pro account, as long as you have Google account, you can use Whisk. Also, there's a tool called Imagen. Imagen is more into, let me show you Imagen. Actually, you can, the UX is quite bad, by the way. User experience is quite bad on these tools. Even I use it for a long time, and still they are changing things quite fast. For example, you can use, okay, you can hit here, and there are 5 different sections, which this music effects is for the AI music generation. Image effects is image creator. It's a bit different than Whisk, and Whisk I already show you. This is for the playing DJ tools. And Flow is the video generator, AI video generator. But I prefer using Whisk for the AI generation. It's actually the same thing as Flow, but there's one thing different. In Flow, you can select start and end frames, and also you can download in high quality image video generations in Flow. So I will show you image effects a bit. For example, these are actually for the game concepts which I generated. I use image effects for fast image generations. And by the way, keep asking your questions. And you can select Whisk. And when you select Whisk from here, you are going to see your projects, which you already generated the images. Actually, this is my daughter's image generation, by the way. I'm also teaching her, and she is creating the cartoon series from images on with CapCut. To go into a project, you just select Whisk from here and go into tool. And this is the prompt for the last image generation. Any questions? Yeah, actually, Whisk is quite fun. It really doesn't bore bore you in even for the long runs. For example, I can create AI video generation today. For example, I can use this red shoes prompt, which I already build up, and ask GPT for the animation. And we can even use give direction for the animation. Yeah, exactly, Fedmenta. So I will ask for, I will check the image first. Hmm. We can do something fun. By the way, if you want the exact same result of this art style, you should use this to generate your video. In VO2, there is VO2 and VO3 options for the AI video generation. VO2 is not follow your directions that 100% same. But in VO3, it's more consistent and it uses your prompt to give you the output exactly as you wanted. But there's one difference in what you created in Whisk with that prompt is not the same output in VO3 somehow. The both tools are actually developed by Google Labs, but the results are different. But I actually like the differentiation between these art styles. It gives me the, thinking outside of the box. Let me show you for the result, for example, from my Gemini chat. Okay. Brandon, the usage limit for the VO3, it gives daily three video generation from chat. But if you have Pro account, you can generate 10, yeah, 10 different videos. It let me see it in actually. Yeah, it uses 100 credits, and Google gives you 1000 credits for the monthly. And for the VO2, it uses only 10 credits, but VO3, it uses 100 credits, which is extremely expensive actually. So I'm using my daily 3 video generations. So there are, for example, this one is the this is actually really cool. I mean, I just used a few lines of prompt and the output is so impressive. When I share it on social, people get mad at me because it's so good and it's so fast, the result. Do I have any suggested plan tool set for beginners? I actually I have, and actually I also uh, demonstrated it on my last quiz sessions, I think. But we can create a document for the upcoming weeks. Yeah, Veneta. Actually, I didn't really need to expand the video duration, but there is an option on flow, which I'm going to show you in here. For example, let me check my last video generations. For example, this one is quite popular on social. Even AI haters break their hate with these cool animations. Uh, there's, let me see, I'm not sure if it was from here. I didn't really need to expand the video, but there's a way. And as I said, Google Labs changes its UI all the time, and it's a bit hard to find. I will look up for it and share it with you in community chat. How are the videos used in the game? I thought something. So actually, these videos can be used as marketing, and it can help you with the vertical slice, the MVP of the of your game. It can give you the ideation. You can share it on the social for wish listing, and even, for example, you have a narrative-based game genre, and you can use these animations uh, on the go of on the gameplay. It can start with the cinematics. And I think it's quite awesome idea. Like you can think of an old game like Mafia 2 or something. You go into a building and the cinematic starts, and you can put these videos just there. Brandon. Yeah, it's great for brainstorming. Actually, in my opinion, it gives better ideation rather than seeing a image, because image, you don't have the song, the visual effects, and the sound effects, and the animation, and the UI, the pop-ups and everything. You can see everything in one video, 8-second video, and you can build up your task list onto that. But be aware of that. If you generate so many videos, you might, lose your way. You can just keep changing your style, maybe character you can build up, but that's not bad thing. The only thing is it can slows you down on your game development journey. Oh, Brandon, I can uh, the transform of the spreadsheets. I can do that on the next session. It's actually not AI related, but we can do that tutorial. Or even I can find online and share it with you. I missed. Atiras. What do you mean by also tutorials? Can I generated content be used for commercial? Of course. What about the copyright for the assets for the game is published? Hmm. Actually, I didn't see anyone have any copyright issues because the image that you created is completely on your paid subscription, but you should always read the license or agreements on what you use as image generator or video generator models. For the if you say for the AI generated content, you mean for the videos, I think they are not going to mind that, but they have. If you can see the right bottom of the video, there is a video branding, but it's only for telling people that this is AI generated image. But I think this is not going to be a problem, but you should always read the agreements. So this is also another cool. For the what do you use for concepts? I understand about models. Yeah, I also use it for the 3D model mesh generations. And I actually create these using Hanyan. Let me show you my it needs sign in. So these are the last mesh generations. For example, this one. This is the main character from my indie game development. And this is the output. But as you can see, I only used one image to generate this mesh. That's why it's not great for the texturing. But you can always fix that. And the topology is not as expected. So that's why I retopologized it and baked the textures from high poly to low poly. And yeah, there's some procedures before going into game engine, but you can always make it not polished that much because for the MVP, you don't really need best looking, technically looking 3D mesh for your game. Is Confui with that Tencent plugin better than Synexia? Actually, it's the same. It's the same. For in Synexa, it doesn't use your GPU. In Confui, it uses your GPU, and you don't pay anything but electricity. I actually use Confui in my local GPU, but sometimes I don't always work at my server computer. So, for example, right now I'm away and I'm using my Mac. In these kind of situations, Nexa is actually quite handy. Yeah, of course, you don't wait for the mesh generations. For example, if you work on your server while you generate mesh with your GPU, it slows down your computer and you don't really keep working on your on your tasks. So that's why maybe if you have spare laptop or other desktop with at least 1080 GPU, you can of course use that as mesh generator server terminal. What about Meshi? Actually, Meshi is also one of my favorite mesh generations. You can of course, use it, but the result is not going to be much better from Hanian model. And also for the tripo, they have uh, animation and rigging uh, tools as well. It might be a bit uh, choosable rather than Hanian. But as a 3D artist, I don't want their animations and rigging system because I do create rigging in Blender, or if I'm in a hurry, I use Mixamo for that. And also one tip, which I already mentioned on my last QA sessions. If you want to create character like this one, you should get rid of this bag. If this bag is interactive, because it's actually one single mesh and you need to separate this bag from the body and also for the clothes as well. If the clothes are interactable, for example, you change the cloth type in your game. And as you can see, there are some texturing problems on here or there, maybe on cheeks, on hands. It's not the best. That's because I only give one image. So it's completely fine. As I said, this is not for the polished final game, but your MVP. The game development journey is actually quite long, even if you are beginner. Maybe you are going to kill your first year, or maybe for your first 6 months. But this is actually a good thing. You build your experience to not burn your time after that. Atira asked, sorry, I'm changing it to some. Do you know which is the most suitable tool that generates 3D model from image? Most suitable. I think Hanian is the most suitable. It's quite fast. The output is quite uh, actually match with the image. Yeah, but also include separate texture file and done rigging and paint weight. This is ready to be used for manual animation. Actually, there are some models coming up. They are marketing their models with AI animation videos. But it's been like at least 1 year. They keep showing that you will have your model completely 100% polished and finished and ready to use in game. But I didn't see anyone using that meshes. But there might be. But as far as I know, there are Meshi, Tripo, and Hanian. Uh, but I will definitely check it out for you to see if there are any models covers everything. So is next you can give multiple images from different views to get better quality output. Of course, the as you can see on the back of the bunny, you can get rid of these nonsense texturing, and also on the side view, AI couldn't understand the front and back image, so it couldn't stitch up here. So it loses data. And let me see if I have four-side creation. For example, I used 2D image and it completely failed. And in ConfUI Hanian model, I got the same result. For this dragon model, I also use one image. For example, in this one, I also use one image, but the output is great, just great. I actually showed this model on my last Q&A session. I changed the uh, lanterns from my asset library, and I also gave animation to that. The texture painting is quite good. I also gave a glow effect on these uh, typo. So it's better is the 2D reference image is at an angle front facing. Yeah, of course. You should if you have your core prompt, you just add side view, front view, back view to whatever you use as image generator. In my case, I use Whisk, and Whisk actually gives me these views quite easily. For example, in these generations, I used side view. I asked for side view, and on this one, I used front view. So the pink sweater is the same, as you can see. But there might be a minimal differentiation on eyes, maybe on nose position. And that's completely fine. As I said, AI is right now is not the polished final for the 3D mesh generation or 3D game making. But if it gives you the ideation and the models and everything, which can build up your world quite fast and play your game in your PC and show your experience and collect wish listing and showing your work on social media, on Instagram and LinkedIn. And of course, you can always polish up your game later on. But once you get the hype from people, if you have at least 200 followers which want this game to play this game, then you can think about investing time and money to do the technical parts afterwards. And also think of that AI is always developing, and you can make these changes easier with the time, in my opinion. Yeah, Jonathan, you asked for consistent in Whisk. As I said, I covered this on my last Q&A sessions, which is prompt engineering is really important. You should pick the art style, the ear position, and the pose, the clothing, and the eye color and everything. You should give these specifications to ChatGPT or Gemini, whatever you use as model. And you should teach your language learning model this core prompt, and then you can just ask for the dynamic poses, keyframes. For example, I ask for a red shoe on this. For example, this one we can experiment and use it again. I'm also learning with you guys. I really like this image. This is not, for example, if you look at this game, this is not 3D game, but you can make your character 3D to get rid of the tons of sprite sheets and everything. It can be much easier to, control. But you can use the rest of the images 2D because they are really polished, as you can see, which you can't really create these in short amount of time, even with the 10 concept artists. So right now I will just copy this prompt and paste in here, and I will just check it with you. In here, the first words are cozy, wide angle, top down, isometric, but don't mind me saying first verse. It doesn't matter if it's in the front or on top or bottom. As long as you gave it in your paragraph, the ordering is not really matters. And then 3D gameplay video render. This is important. And also the consistent soft painterly cozy kawaii chibi art style, which is my actually own 3D art style. If you check my Instagram and YouTube, you can see my art style, which is cozy kawaii chibi 3D art style. And featuring low saturation pastel colors. And it goes like this. And I give the character specifications. By the way, I kept the characters so simple. That's because I had core prompts from my old projects, which are characters have like one paragraph of. Let me show you these generations as well, because these are my favorites. It's actually my on my Instagram. Yeah, these ones. Because I had two different characters. Let me show you the other ones. The camera coming like this. By the way, don't mind the art character consistency here. I was just building up, but you can see here it's a bit same. And even for example, these videos actually blew up on LinkedIn, and I didn't really share that much of these videos on my Instagram. I have tons of these videos. You can also, of course, create this 8-bit, 16-bit video generations. Any questions? Thanks, James. It's a bit hard to control so many characters in one video, by the way. You are going to need quite long prompt if you want the character consistency, for the same for the every video you create. For example, this one is also, this is actually something else. Or for example, this one of my favorite. So I think we are done for this QA sessions. If you don't have any questions. I hope you liked it. By the way, where was I? Yeah, I was. Let me just finish this up, and then close the QA sessions. The Lila character is written here. I kept it simple, as simple as I can to, make the minimal writing. And then here it's a bit explanation of the animation. And this is the dynamic of the animation. I actually wanted to add some story. That's why I asked for Here you can see she trips and begins to fall gracefully off the edge. And which one was this? I think this one. Anyway, anyhow, let's just add red shoes on this image. Add red shoes to Lila. Jonathan asked, I'm currently setting up my background assets in Godot. Would be good to go over in the future. So I can give this suggestion to beginner game developers with AI. Just keep everything simple at first and then build up your game. Add the mechanics and the complications to your game after you create the first core mechanics. As you can see, now we have the red shoes and also another character. I didn't know where it come from, but I liked it. It might be of because of the I asked this for prompt for the animation. The prompt might include character runs on the hill and then trips. So this created two different models. And let's finish up with video generation. I like this one. And I just add this video, I mean the photo here. If I can. And paste the same prompt because I just want the result as fast as possible. James asked, so what are the tools you recommend me to start prototyping my game? I've seen you use Whisk, Gemini, and ChatGPT. Actually, for the beginning, it's quite powerful to use Whisk and GPT at least at first. For the VO, once you satisfy with the art style, you can just do what I do in Gemini chat. I used the image that I liked and gave the animation prompt, and this is creating the VO3 video completely free because you have daily three free usage. So I recommend you to use Whisk and ChatGPT at first. This is enough, more than enough for you to start. And I also recommend you to maybe create 2D game at first if you don't have experience in 3D. I didn't really think of on the prompt. So the video generation is a bit nonsense, but still, it gives you the ideation. The trees on the back and the animation and jumping effect, and maybe if you have parachute mechanic, the parachute is there. Parachute 3D model is there. For example, you need that parachute model. I can just come to GPT, give me parachute model on this prompt on white background. And now it gave me really short prompt, but let me see if this is how I actually build up the yeah, it's quite actually similar. I would like to use it in Hanyan, but yeah, she killed her puppy. Um, it actually, as I said, 3D asset, but I will ask, make it more 3D like. Because if I'm going to use 3D model, I want something more close to 3D output. So this is back and forth process. Yeah, it's struggling right now because I didn't ask for these emissions. But that's fine. Let's just use this one to, try creating Hanyan model with only one mesh. And I will just use this image. I'm not going to use any prompting, so I will just delete the description. And in this section, this is important. If you check this shape only boolean, only generate shape, this is going to generate only mesh. I mean, only this white mesh. But I want it painted, which is actually quite uh, time consuming to do on your local GPU. That's why you should uncheck this one. I didn't really change these uh, parameters because I didn't have that much of experience on mesh generation because I focused on prompt scripting on my in Godot. So it's generating the 3D asset. It sometimes takes more than 2 minutes depending on your mesh complexity. But I think this parachute is not that complex. And it's not really ideal image to generate your mesh, by the way. Because if you check these lines, not merging on the same point. But let's see what it's going to give us. And these are the generations from last night. For example, this generation gives you tons of idea. You have dragon, the bunny, the flowers, user interface, background clouds, which I didn't really like, and the trees and the lantern, inventory, the sound effects, the animation. Let's check Onion. Sometimes, by the way, it's stuck on this page. I recommend you to reload and come to the requests. And here you can see it's still processing. And you can see the running time on the right section. But of course, it's paid using Synexa. You can see my GPU is here, H100. Let me reload the page again. Oh, it's succeed. Let's see the mesh. Okay. It's not ideal to create such a easy 3D model, but we just experience the result. So you can use it for the organic shapes like characters, maybe some food, even for the organic buildings. But this mesh needs a lot of fixing, so it doesn't really worth using for such a mesh. So that's the QA for this week. Guys, thank you for joining, and I hope you enjoy the whole 1 hour with me. And please write your comments on Skool chat to keep in touch. I'm glad that's helpful, Tira. And have a nice week. Bye.